Good day, Mom. This is from Group 8, and we will be discussing the basic concept on spatial and inclusive education. So, in the inclusive curriculum, through DepEd Order number 21, Series of 2019, and the teacher quality through the National Adoptions and Implementation of the Philippine Professional Standard for Teacher, PPST, or DepEd Order number 42, Series of 2017, teachers are now expected to get as major implementers of inclusive education. So, before I continue to discuss about this lesson, let me introduce to you my co-members of this group. So, in this group, we have Mr. Nueva Gerald, Miss Mika Balot Karin, Miss Anyosa Lorena, Miss Sahulan Charity, Miss Owang Rachel, and I am Katanos Chiselmi. So, when we say inclusive or inclusion in education, it refers to all students being able to access and gain equal opportunities to education and learning. So, this means all students or children in the same classroom, in the same school. It means real learning opportunities for groups who have traditionally been excluded. Not only for children with disabilities, but speakers of minority languages too. So, this means also that all students attend and are welcomed by their neighborhood school in age-appropriate regular classes and are supported to learn, contribute, and participate in all aspects of life of the schools. So, inclusive education is about putting the right to education into action by including all learners, respect their diverse needs, abilities, and characteristics, and eliminating all forms of discrimination in the learning environment. And according to DepEd, inclusive education embraces the philosophy of accepting all children regardless of race, size, shape, color, ability, or disability with the support from school staffs, students, parents, and the community. This also provides a better quality education.
Everyone, my name is Gerald P. Nueva, and this is Group 8, and this is part of my video creation. So, special education is defined as classes or instruction designed for students with disability, giftedness, and talents. Special education needs seen kanang special education needs mo na siyang seen is a term used in some countries to refers to children with impairment that are seen as requiring additional support. UNESCO 2017. So, ang special education is para sa mga naay special needs nga mga tao in terms sa education. Dili sila dapat masagol sa normal students kaya sila og level sa pangutok. So, mainstreaming is the practice of educating students with learning challenges in regular classes in the least restrictive environment based on their skills. So, ang mainstreaming is a kind of education nga mga separate sa mga naay special needs o naay mga disability students. Tas naa sila time nga tudloan sila sa teacher sa restricted places or environment nga sila lang. Motong part sa mainstreaming. So, integration, according to Franklin 1996, refers to the creation of spaces such as regular classroom, special education classroom, or pull-out services for diverse learners. So, dire pa sa integration, according to Franklin, ang integration is refer ni siya sa creation of spaces such as regular classroom or pull-out services para sa mga students nga na ay mga abilities like nga na. So that's all my part of my video creation.
Hi everyone, I'm Lorena Anyusa, and the continuations of further explanations. What comes first in your mind about special education? Special education is defined as classes or instructions defined for students with disabilities, giftedness, and talents apart from their same age pairs. Special education needs is a term used in some countries to refer to children with impairments that are seen as requiring additional support. SPED involves planning, implementing, monitoring, and evaluating a specially designed and coordinated set of service through an individualized education plan or program, tailored to identify and address the specific strengths and limitations toward their educational, social, behavioral, and physical development. So, special education is very useful and helpful for those children that needs special education or special support.
Now let's proceed to the mainstreaming classroom. Mainstreaming classroom is where the mainstreaming is exhibited. It's where the disabled students or students with special needs are blended with the normal ones. Nevertheless, this setup doesn't automatically mean that they are already practice inclusion. These students with disability are fused with the normal ones, but they are separated in terms of the learning task or activities. Now let's move on to the inclusion. Inclusion deals with addressing to the diversity of all learners within and from education. Likewise, it promotes acceptance for the diversity among all learners. Now let's move forward to developing inclusive education. It's the process wherein the students with disabilities are given equal opportunities to learn together with the normal ones. Furthermore, it promotes anti-discrimination environment, specifically a classroom that embraces diversity among students.
Good day everyone. By the way, my name is Charity Besa Saulan. So my assigned topic is all about the accommodation and modification. So in making education inclusive, teacher use both accommodation and modification strategies in teaching. So what is accommodation? So accommodation change how the learners with disabilities, giftedness, and talents the same material and meet the same expectation at their age pairs. So the term accommodation may be used to describe an alteration of environment, curriculum format, or equipment that allows an individual with a disability to gain access to content and or complete assigned tasks. So they allow students with disabilities to pursue a regular course or study. Since accommodation do not alter what is being taught, instructors should be able to implement the same grading scales for students with disabilities as they do for students without disabilities. So the examples of accommodations are listening to audio recording of text, hands-on activities, needs larger print materials, sitting in front of room for average or poorly performing students, additional tutoring time, and working in a smaller group. So those are the different examples of accommodation. Next is modification. So what is modification? So modification is changes what a student is taught or expected to learn. So the term modification may be used to describe a change in the curriculum. Modifications are made for students with disabilities who are unable to comprehend all of the content the instructor is teaching. The examples of modifications are students might be assigned in an easier text to read, comprehend in their classmates. involving students to use the calculator during exam, reducing reading level, and simplify the vocabulary words. So, those are the examples of modifications. So, for special education, we'll be able to provide both of these terms to our learners. These educational support are similar but they are not the same. So in the Philippines, these are very useful in teaching the learners that will help to recognize as part of the technical vocabulary domain of education. On the other hand, this is no one's list because every child is special. So the IEP team will be the one to identify the specific strategies to help our child's success. Teacher here must also teach the lessons with appropriate guidelines and generate results to the needs of the learners. So parents also has a vital role in generating the IEP because parent is no other child better. So at home, it is very important also to continue the process which the students have struggled in specific things. It is very important to have a good conversation between you as a parent and your child because it is the right feeling to her or him. Teacher also needs to consider the learners whether in this academic, non-academic, extracurricular activities, and transportation.